antibiotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back, y'all, to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. I am so late, and I must apologize, honey. So, quick backstory of why I'm so late. Okay, so I was playing around outside with a friend of mine with the sprinkler and the hose and shot water right into my ear. Conked it out, used a Q-tip, whatever. Not until a couple of days later, my face is swelling up, I can barely chew, my jaw is clenched. Bitch, I got an ear infection. I had to go to the emergency room and all of that. Had to take an antibiotic. My face was so swollen. I didn't want to get on camera because I was feeling a little down on myself. My vanity! And so that's one of the reasons why. The second reason why I wanted to wait to do the show, and maybe I shouldn't have, because some of the stories tonight are a little bit dated, even though it hasn't been too much else going on. I was waiting for the second autopsy report to come back for the young man in Mississippi, Nolan Wells. I've been keeping up with this. Ben Crump is, on the case. He is the family lawyer for Nolan's mother and father. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. So that's what's been going on with me, y'all. Anyway, also, honey, my Paris Fashion Week Day 1 and 2 and 3 recaps catapulted me. Listen, hello to all the new subscribers, darling. Honey, I have gained, I think, like 100 subscribers, which, some people might say, well, that ain't really nothing, because we're going to get to that kind of shit, too, in a minute. But I am so thankful for all the comments, all the backs and forths. Honey, so welcome. This is it's supposed to be weekly, but, child, I work a 9 to 5. I'm just trying to keep up, honey. Bear with me. But this is the weekly talk show portion of the channel where we talk fashion, hot topics, and politics, honey, and a little bit of my personal business. Okay. So first off, let's talk about a little bit of fashion news. I want to give an update to a story I did a couple episodes ago. I think it was the episode before last where we talked about all the rumors swirling around former creative director of Balmain, Olivier Rousteing, going to Rabanne. Well, everybody, it was suspected. It's not a surprise, but he has made the official announcement that he will be joining the legacy of Paco Rabanne and becoming the creative director over there. He's being replaced by somebody, I think they've been there since 2014. I can't remember his name. So he said in a statement on his social media, joining Rabanne is a tremendous honor. This is a house that has always challenged convention, transforming bold ideas into creations that have shaped fashion history. Its spirit of innovation, craftsmanship, and fearless creativity has inspired generations, and today it inspires me. I also want to acknowledge the remarkable creative legacy that Julien Dessona leaves behind. So Julien Dessona is the creative director who Olivier Rousteing is replacing. His vision has redefined the house for a new generation while remaining deeply respectful of its pioneering spirit. I have great admiration for what he has built and for the powerful dialogue he created between Rabanne's heritage and contemporary fashion. So, congratulations to Olivier Rousteing. I think it's extremely important. His face, his talent is extremely important. His presence is extremely important to fashion, especially when we're talking about, being a black, artist in this space. So huge congratulations to him. He's going to kill it. I can't wait to see the first collection. Now, according to WWD, Women's Wear Daily, he just started in the atelier, darling, on July the 6th. So huge shout out to him. Sidebar, before I get into this Jay-Z freestyle, huge shout out to Beyonce, because reports are swirling that he needed an atelier to create in, and she found one for him in New York, and found him a staff and everything. That is such a beautiful thing, because it costs money to do all this, and I'm not calling Olivier Ronstein broke, but I mean, you don't want to spend no unnecessary money, and Beyonce does have the means. So what a beautiful gift to give to him. Their relationship runs very, very deep, and very, very a long storied friendship the two of them have. So that was a beautiful story that I heard earlier, allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw several people reporting about it. So listen, really quick. So Lupita Nyong'o is making her rounds. The most beautiful woman in the world. The woman whose face, launched 1,000 ships. I say that for a reason. I'm getting ready to get into that. She has been making her rounds for the much anticipated Christopher Nolan remake of The Odyssey, which, when I was in middle school, we had to watch The Odyssey, and I was enthralled. So she's making her rounds, and she ended up on the July cover of Who What Wear in Chanel. Honey, these looks are everything. I'm just going to post them all at one time on the screen really quick. Honey. And the reason why I keep calling her the most beautiful woman in the world, the woman who had the face that launched 1,000 ships, is because that's the character that she's going to be playing. The character's name is... Hold on, wait a second here. She's going to be playing Helena Troy. And so much like when Halle Bailey starred as the Little Mermaid in the live action remake, it was a lot of, well, the Little Mermaid wasn't white and blah, 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 blah. Well, this time in Lupita Nyong'o's case, she's getting a lot of racial attacks online and nasty misogynist, comments. Oh, well, she's not beautiful and da 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 da. This thing that y'all do with black women, and that goes for the whites and the blacks. How you doing? You really need to cut it the fuck out, because you have been brainwashed so badly to think that somebody that looks like Lupita Nyong'o most certainly is one of the most beautiful women in the world, dipped in fine motherfucking 24 karat gold and imported motherfucking chocolate, bitch. We're not even gonna do Miss Nyong'o. So I can't wait to see the movie. Anne Hathaway is in it. Zendaya is in it with her husband Tom Holland. Matt Damon is in it. So I can't wait to see it. So huge congratulations. This is going to be a huge box office hit, Lupita, for the entire cast. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't go to the movie theater to see shit. The last time I went to the movie theater was when the first Avatar came out. I went with an overnight bag. This is back when I was a butch queen. I went with an overnight bag. Inside the overnight bag, I had pull and peel Twizzlers, a rotisserie chicken, a 6-piece motherfucking wing ding set from the Walmart deli, a canister motherfucking potato salad from the Walmart deli, and a 2-liter orange soda and 2 cups of ice, bitch. I ain't been back to the movie since. Thank you. Anyway. So, listen. We talked about a month ago, I think it was, about the 30th anniversary of Jay-Z's album, iconic historic hip hop album, Reasonable Doubt, that caused a lot of controversy because the re-release was an exclusive partnership with Target. As a lot of you may know, the black community has been, boycotting Target. So to extend the celebration of the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z decided to throw a 3-day concert type festival where he performed all his hits. He brought everybody out, including Rihanna. We haven't seen Rihanna on the stage with Jay-Z in I don't know how fucking long, okay? Of course, Mrs. Carter came out, some of his mentors, Jermaine Dupri, they had that hit Money Ain't a Thing. Eminem, I believe, came out. Everybody was out. Well, Jay-Z decided to do a freestyle, and I want you guys to, hold on a second. I want you guys to take a listen to this. Let's see. Hold on, I have it in here. Oh, before I get into the freestyle, y'all are carrying it about Tiana Taylor singing the song with him and Mary J. Blige. Taking up this time. Listen, the original to that song was Fool's Paradise, and it was sung by the iconic Melissa Morgan, honey. And let me tell you, these girls don't sing like Melissa Morgan and them girls back in the day, okay? Beyonce sang it night one, and she was struggling a little bit. No disrespect to the Beehive. Beyonce can sing her face off. But honey, when it comes to that Fool's Paradise, that's a hard song to sing. That's notes all over the place. That's growls, that's rips, that's a lot. So, Tiana Taylor's voice ain't really set up for that. She should have sang the Mary J. Blige version. That's a couple of keys down around her range. But that's not to say that Tiana Taylor can't sing. She looked beautiful. But anyway, to the freestyle. So, let's take a listen at this.
They say I sold out. Yeah, I did sell out. 3 nights, I sold Yankee Stadium the hell out. I'm a target. Aim, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy, stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual. They digging deep for narratives, it's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. My buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, gotta sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad it's him. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad it's him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I'm gonna listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed us in. You can like it or not. We don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is the president. My gift is rapid. Oh shit!
Tracy, Jay, that was a that moment was a very, very low point in your career, in my opinion. Number one, it seems like every time the black community really decides to discipline itself and boycott a system or an entity that is doing us wrong, this is the second time you have come along and linked up with said entities and businesses. Number two, you're talking about using Instagram and Meta and YouTube, and that's Google Boy, stop it, and all. What else are we supposed to use? I believe it was even Malcolm X that once said, you know, we have to use some of the oppressor's tools, and I'm paraphrasing here. We have to use some of the oppressor's tools to get anywhere. I did the research. Jay-Z, you own the rights to all your music. Jay-Z is, you know, one of the few artists whose music you can't find in no motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts commercial, if you know what I mean. So you willingly chose to have the exclusive deal with Target. Number two, the fact that you are bragging and bloviating and you know, kissing your own ass. You know, I get it. It's the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. That's a huge deal. I am a Jay-Z fan. Oh, excuse me. But it's just like, damn. And then every time you get called on it, you throw up the fact that you're Jay-Z. Okay, great. You're Jay-Z, which comes with some social responsibility. I'm sorry to tell you. And then when another thing that you do when you're called on it is, it's basically like, well, I don't gotta explain myself to nobody. I'm Jay-Z. You don't know what I do. You're right. We never know what you do. And I understand. I can play devil's advocate and understand where he's coming from, because there are those celebrities who do everything in front of the cameras. I don't give a fuck. Some of them, I don't give a fuck if they're giving a nickel to a crackhead on the street. They gotta have the video out. A little something for the video. You know what I mean? And I am guilty. I'm like, damn, they don't really mean that shit. They doing it on the camera. They doing it for the cameras. But, you know, what did Joan Crawford say in Mommy Dearest? I don't know. Maybe for a little publicity. Why did you adopt me? Anyway. So we don't know. What was I saying? I'm high. Yeah. So I've done that about celebrities when they pass out turkeys in the hood and shit like that, you know. But we're at a point in time right now where people need to see the action. People need to see it, and people need to motherfucking feel it, Jay-Z. And I thought it was really motherfucking disrespectful. And I'm just going to say it straight out. Because everybody is holding their tongue and being real passe about it because it's Jay-Z. Jay, you are dead ass fucking wrong, and it was disrespectful for you to get up there for, you know, a young black man from Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, a former drug dealer who beat the odds, and you stood up in front of your own people that paid money, that saved money that they really could have used for something else, to come and see you, and that's what you say, and then you throw Colin Kaepernick in it. Colin Kaepernick has never mentioned your name. And Van Lathan came out and said, allegedly, you're lying about the whole thing. Which proves you do read what people say about you online. You do care about what people say about you online. But you're not willing to forfeit your proximity to whiteness to stand 10 toes down for your community. I don't know what you do behind the scenes, Jay-Z. And in all actuality, does Jay-Z owe us an explanation? Not really. Because Jay-Z is just one person. But here's how I feel about it. I love your music. If I feel like listening to one of your songs, I'm definitely going to, you know, pull it up on the Spotify or whatever. But I know where you stand with the community now. And I hope that really soon, before it's too late, you decide to change up. Because what you did on that stage that night in Yankee Stadium took away from your legacy, and it was some bullshit. And I was very disappointed. I was just basking in it all. I was like, whoa, this is great. And then you got up there and did that bullshit. You know you was dead ass wrong, Jay-Z. Come on, man. I don't even know why you try to play on people's intelligence. You know what I don't like? I don't like black people that play that cracker game. What? What do you mean? Huh? I don't like black people that do that because you're not good at it. There is a real spirit of entitlement and elitism going on within the black community. And I said this, I made a video about La Roche. And I said this in that video, maybe you guys saw it here on YouTube on a short. And it's like, well, I got money, so y'all just mad, y'all just hating. Can't nobody do it like me. I got money. And it's, most of the time, it's unwarranted. And let's be clear, Jay. You're not clearing a Elon Musk when it comes to finances. You're not clearing a Jeff Bezos when it comes to finances. You're not clearing a Mark Zuckerberg when it comes to finances. The only group that you're flexing on is the very group that saw something in you before them crackers did. And they're not hating on you. Not the majority. They look up to you. I want to play a video, well, an audio of Power 104.5, The Breakfast Club, where Jay-Z's longtime label mates and artist, Memphis Bleak, who I always had a crush on, honey, until now, was asked about the Yankee Stadium. It's a little lengthy. Take a listen at this.
The lie is more entertaining than the truth, bro. Okay. No matter what you say, man. Like, the truth came out about them fouls and all that. They still run with it. Yo, homie in this and homie in that. It's like,
what about the Target?
The lawyer shut down. Don't talk to me about I don't give a fuck about that activism shit, my nigga. Like, because these niggas is still in there, my nigga.
Right.
So don't worry about us.
Look, the Target deal is important because I hit up both of these dudes when that episode came. I said, oh, y'all gotta.
They got selective rage.
But look, no, not
everybody album is available vinyl.
So why wouldn't Ho say, hey, I don't have control.
He don't have to. He don't owe y'all niggas no explanation, my nigga.
That's where we split ways.
Well, that's gonna forever be that, my nigga. Y'all sounded like the old lady in the window. Why y'all outside 3 in the morning loud? We gotta tell her we selling drugs, bitch. That's why.
No, I don't.
The fuck?
I don't get the correlation there.
She want to know why we outside late doing what we do. You want to know why he did what he did. We owe none of y'all no explanation. We selling drugs,
No. The difference is you didn't, unless you paying that old lady rent or whatever the case may be.
He not paying your rent,
right? The community at large. The community at large support a whole. The community at large support a whole.
You're not paying his rent.
Again, the community at large supported Hov. Hov gets
because it just gets more and more ignorant by the second. Jay-Z, you better watch who you have speaking for you, because he said a whole lot and nothing at the same time. That made me even more disgusted by the whole thing. You can't pay his rent. We know we can't pay Jay-Z rent. We know that. We know Jigga got the money. We know that. Why do you guys have to keep reminding us that you have money? We know. We know. One of the wealthiest black men in this country, Jay-Z, who was, I dare say, a couple steps ahead of you in wealth at one point in time. We knew about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs on a superstar level before we really knew about a Jay-Z. He got all them. Can't nobody pay Diddy's rent. And guess where he is? Oh, one of my earrings fell out. In jail. The cracker has deceived and tricked a lot of black folks into thinking as long as you have money, you're welcome to the party. No. They grant you access to keep us divided, to keep us distracted. And you know this. Anyway, before I get to the Nolan Wells thing, so, I gotta light me another cigarette. Guess who decided to kick the motherfucking bucket about a week ago? Lindsay, fuck me in my ass and fill it up Graham. Surprisingly and unexpectedly passed away. And let me just tell you, I am sick to my stomach with the revisionist history over his career. One thing I didn't know about Lindsey Graham, he was best friends with the dearly departed John McCain, who was one of the Republicans that I really respected, even though he ran against Obama that first time. I liked John McCain because he knew how to reach across the aisle. That's a Republican that you could disagree with all day long, but you could go and sit and have a martini with him afterwards. One of the last of a dying breed, God rest his soul, even though his daughter is a real cunt. Cory Booker getting online, Senator Cory Booker getting online and, oh, this is the Lindsey Graham I want to remember. The Lindsey Graham I remember was a dirty fag, a self-loathing dirty fag who wreaked havoc on the black community, the LGBTQ plus community, you know, people in the Middle East. He wreaked havoc on everybody, and he sucked Donald Trump's catheter bag dry until the very day he died. May he rest in hell. And as for Mitch McConnell, y'all stop getting on the news and asking if this bitch, well, why hasn't he said anything? Bitch, he died a month ago. Mitch McConnell is dead, bitch. Stop asking. Jesus Christ. I hate the way the legacy news media carries on like we are a bunch of goddamn idiots. That man died on June 14th, allegedly. You know what's really going to send me is if they try to push the extra mile, stuff that man with cotton, put him in a suit, and push him out in a wheelchair. Just announce that the man is fucking dead already. And may they both rest in hell. Anyway. So, at the top of the show, I talked about the Nolan Wells case. I don't have that much time left, so I wanted to wait for the autopsy to come back. You know, Jay-Z dissed Colin Kaepernick while Jay-Z was on stage celebrating himself and all of his money, you know, and his proximity to whiteness. Colin Kaepernick had paid for a private autopsy to be done on the dearly departed Nolan Wells, who was laid to rest earlier this week. Ben Crump and the head of the NAACP, which I'm not a huge fan of the NAACP, read the autopsy report that was done in D.C. that was paid for by Colin Kaepernick. And it was inconclusive because, and I'm going to say allegedly to cover my ass, because his body was so decomposed, they couldn't really tell anything. Not only was his body decomposed, but there was parts of his body that wasn't sent to the examiner at the autopsy office. The main part being allegedly his throat, the inner workings of his throat. They also are saying that they can't rule out foul play because there's some kind of redness or swelling on the back of his head. They just can't tell exactly what it is because his body was so decomposed. This is why, as black people, to all those crackers that was down in my comments telling me I'm jumping the gun and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, this is why we were rushing to get this done. This is my personal opinion. First of all, let me address you white folks. The problem that we have, the reason why we jump to conclusions, we have every fucking right to jump to conclusions as black people in this country. You crackers have tortured us for hundreds of years now. Since the inception of this country, you have tortured black people. And you have gotten away with it countless fucking times. And the nerve of you crackers to sit up there and tell us to, come on, let's hurry this up. Let's hurry this up. Do you know how motherfucking long I had to hear about JonBenet Ramsey as a motherfucking kid? We used to go to the grocery store and you would see, I was like maybe 4 or 5 at the time. And I remember seeing her, I thought she was like a doll or something. I didn't know what the fuck was going on until I got a little older and my mom explained it to me. But she was on the cover of every fucking magazine at the grocery store. Y'all were trying to figure out what happened to that white girl for years. Still trying to figure it out. Whole time, I think the daddy did it. I think the daddy was molesting her and killed her. That's what I think. And to the daddy dead, the mama dead, the brother dead, everybody in the family dead. Do you know how motherfucking long we had to listen to y'all talk about Elizabeth fucking Smart? Do y'all remember Elizabeth Smart? And how long that saga went on for? So give me a fucking break if we want to take a week and a fucking half to figure out what happened to one of our own at the hands of 3 of yours. The fact still remains. That mother of that slain black boy had to track that phone down. She had not heard from the Mississippi Investigation Office for a week after her son died. Immediately after that boy's body was found, all 3 of that boy's alleged friends lawyered up and haven't said anything till this week. One of them is sitting up on a podcast looking like a complete fucking pansy, emotionless. Talking about, oh, well, everybody loved Nolan. And now they're spinning this narrative that he was drunk. Well, where the fuck was all this information when y'all first found his body? Were you too busy finding a lawyer? The fact still remains that his phone was tampered with and there were messages deleted out of his fucking phone. Now, there's an alleged blunt force trauma to the head. And for some reason, the Mississippi Coroner's Office don't want to send all the body parts. So you tell me, motherfucking crackers, who has so much to motherfucking say, who's jumping to conclusions now? Because if this was opposite and it was 3 black boys and one of y'all little cracker junior babies was missing, all 3 of them niggas would have been in jail. Let's keep it a stack. And to all you black folks that was sitting up there saying, well, why his parents let him go? Why he only got white friends? He has a plethora of black friends, and those are the friends that are really showing up for him. This is disgusting. This is a cover-up, and this is why it took them so long, because they're trying to get their story together. And you still fucking up. They got the GPS from the boat. It's all over the fucking place. Everywhere but where they said it was supposed to be. I've had enough of the protesting. I've had enough of the marching. I've had enough of the Ben Crumps and the Al Sharptons and the NAACPs. They know this playbook far too well, and they know that we're not going to push it any farther than this. And that's why they keep playing in our motherfucking face. So until We take some real action, and you take that for what you take it as. I'm not inciting shit. I'm just saying. Then it's going to keep fucking happening. There has been more worry and protection for these boys than there have been for Nolan Wells and also his family, his mother and his father. This country ought to be ashamed of itself for the way they have treated their immigrants, their queer people, their queer citizens, and their black citizens. Black people built this motherfucking country. You ought to be bowing and kissing our motherfucking feet for all that we've done and all that we've put up with from you motherfuckers. Enough is a goddamn enough. So many young black men being found hung. Oh, it's a suicide. So many young black girls missing. No news coverage. Hundreds of thousands of black girls are missing in this country. No news coverage. I really got into this when Obama ran for president, and my mama made me go down there to the campaign office and campaign for Obama. I was 18 fucking years old. And a couple of years later, the Trayvon Martin thing happened. And it's been a sore in my side ever since, watching them let that man get away with murdering him. And then it happened again and again and again. Those boys killed Nolan Wells. If you want to ask my personal opinion, those boys, I don't know what happened. And I'm going to be fair here. I don't think it started off just because he was black. I don't know if they wanted him to do drugs or drink and he told them no and they called him a square and got mad at him. But it's not what started it, it's how it finished. It's the disregard for black life. You all, in my personal opinion, y'all got into a fight, you killed that boy, and you threw his body away like it was trash. And that's the issue. And then after you throw his body away like it's trash, instead of being men and standing on what the fuck you did, you had the rest of these crackers coming out in your defense. And you're lawyering up. You got the judge who's a stepmom to one of the boys coming out. I want to protect my children. Well, who was there to protect Nolan? Yet again, I ask this question. Who is going to protect black young lives? We're not beneath you. We are God's chosen people. That's why you had to make Jesus white. You can't just let us be. You don't like something? Leave it be. You can't just let it be. You find pleasure in the torture of black people. You find pleasure in the mistreatment and the killing of black people. You find pleasure in the social inequality of black people. You find pleasure and joy in the voter suppression of black people. Any way you could cut a corner on black people, you motherfucking crackers take it. And black people, it's time for us to get our shit together for real. And take some real motherfucking action. How much longer are we going to take this from these people? And again, I don't condone violence. But the Bible that everybody likes to sling around when it's convenient for them says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a motherfucking tooth. Anyway, I love you all. I want you all to stay safe. And I will be back in a few days. I'm feeling a lot better. I love you. Thank you for watching. Ciao.